It's broken. Man down. Oh man.
So, how do I shoot film photos in the snow?
Really, the only thing that you have to worry about, not the only thing, but the major thing that you have to worry about when you're shooting snowy scenes or shooting film out in the snow, is just to be mindful of the exposure. Now, the way that the meter is going to work generally is it's going to look for like a middle gray, and a snowy scene is going to usually be brighter than that middle gray. So it's going to kind of reduce your exposure to get like a happy medium in that middle gray contrast zone that it's kind of looking for. And all you need to do really is to just compensate for that. And the quick fix here is to just bump up your exposure by somewhere between like 1 to 3 stops. And doing this is going to make the snow actually look like snow. It's snowing.
Hello.
Hello.
It's very snowy.
So I'm out here and I'm shooting this scene of an old barn, and you know, as you can see, there's snow everywhere, and it's going to throw the meter off, and it's going to underexpose everything. So what I'm going to do, luckily the Nikon EM has a backlit button here that'll add 2 stops when I press that in. So I'm just going to go ahead and you know, try to fake out the meter here and give it a little bit more exposure when I take these shots. Now, not all film cameras are going to give you complete control over the exposure. If you're shooting an automatic camera or even like an aperture priority camera, you're going to kind of have limited control over that exposure, meaning they're probably not going to give you access to the shutter speeds, sometimes maybe not even the exposure compensation, but there are still some workarounds. So for example, if you're shooting a roll of Tri-X 400, instead of shooting it at the box speed rating of 400, you can just shoot it at ISO 200 or 100 and essentially do the same thing that you're achieving with exposure compensation, but just in a different way. Another thing that could be sometimes helpful when you're shooting outside in the snow, and as I'm saying that, you're shooting outside in the snow. I don't know what kind of snowy scenes you're shooting indoors, but whatever, right? If you're shooting out in the snow, sometimes like a polarizer or a polarizing filter can kind of be helpful. And basically what this does is it's going to reduce the glare off of the snow and reduce the reflections, kind of giving you more details and a little bit more contrast. So those are the couple things that I usually just try to keep in mind if I'm out and I'm shooting in the snow. But to be honest, it kind of comes down to trial and error. You know, really, you know, once you shoot for so long, you kind of get a feel for it, and you know, I don't know, by looking at a scene, you know, how you might need to like compensate for the metering. So that's all I got for today, guys. If you could do me a favor, please exposure compensate that like button. Yeah, and I hope everybody's well, and until the next video, we'll see you. And I just want to head out here with maybe like the best advice that I've ever heard about snow. And it comes from Frank Zappa. And he said, it was something like, where the Huskies go, or watch out where the Huskies, I can't remember it now. But anyway,